So now we're going to go into the slideshow. And here we go. So it's the Tree of Life Foundation. We're an educational organization. And I'm trying to see how to work the movement. And I think actually you may have to do it because it's not moving on my end. Okay. So if we could, there we go. Okay, so that's me. I do a few different things. This is a really, really important slide because it's, can we back up? It's going a little fast. Yeah. When health is absent, we don't have enough energy to make our mind work right. Just look around, okay, at the world today. Look around the United States. Where's the wisdom that used to be here? What are people's thinking processes going on? You can see on junk food, on inorganic food, on food that isn't really live and vibrant, people's consciousness goes down. And it's pretty much proven. There was a study out in Wisconsin where they fed the kids away from the junk food, just organic food, and their grades and their social activity, the way they interacted, all improved. Even school attendance improved. It does make a difference. So wisdom can not really reveal itself if your mind isn't working right. The creativity of art doesn't really happen. Strength can't fight. And let me explain. When I say strength, I mean strength. When I was captain of an undefeated Amherst College football team, I could do 70 push-ups. And that was like 20. I was 20 years old. Here we are, 58 years later, and this morning I did 1,350 push-ups. All at one time, 1,350 push-ups. How can that be? You're supposed to get weaker with age. No, that's not true. We have a possibility, the potential, they get stronger and more flexible. And I'm on a 99% live food diet, vegan, obviously, and it makes a difference. And really, if you aren't healthy, what good is wealth? Okay. And if your mind isn't working right because you don't have the right nutrients and your neurotransmitters aren't in balance, intelligence can't be applied. So the next slide, please. So this is me at actually 78 years old. And this is my wife and I just playing around. Next slide. Now, actually, I have 14 books out. My latest book is, can we go a little slower? Can you back that up, please? My latest book is Into the Nothing. And I'll try and show it to you right now. Into the Nothing. It's a spiritual autobiography. And now, which is good, I think I'm in charge here. Maybe, not quite. Okay, so we're just going to try and back it up. Okay, good. Now, and I'm glad everybody likes my new book because it's the spiritual autobiography. It's really a wild spiritual awakening. Every opportunity, every experience can be turned into a spiritual experience, a way to elevate yourself consciously. And now, next slide. Good. Now, here we go into the basis of this. And God said, behold, I've given you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the earth, and every tree that's seed-bearing fruit. It shall be to you for food. This is very uncomplicated. But over time, we've made it more and more complicated but we're going back to the uncomplicated. Okay, so live food is not a new idea. It's the Genesis diet. Somebody lost the audio. Okay, but the Genesis diet. Let's go back again. One more second. Can we go back one slide? Let's see what we can do. So we have the Genesis diet, and then we have the Pelagasians, who were 100% live fooders. They lived to an average age of 200. And then after that, we have the Egyptians, who were on live food, particularly the priest class, and this is 1300 BC, Akhenaten and Nefertiti. And then after that, we kind of move away from some of these things. If we could get the next slide, or go back one, please. And there we go. Thank you. Then we have the Essenes. Now, they emerged around 500 BC. That's the first real notice we had about them. So what do we know about them? Pythagoras studied with them around that time, 550 BC, and he came down 100% live fooder and began spreading the message all over the world. He came down from Mount Carmel. I happened to be living in Israel, maybe 20 minutes from where that took place. So the Essene movement then spread throughout the Middle East, and the inner core were live fooders, and they did live a long time. They were healthy, and they gave a lot to the world around them. And then Pythagoras became the world teacher of live food, and the Greek culture really blossomed from him. And then it all got lost to a certain extent after the Romans came in and kind of destroyed the Essene communities and lost for a long time until about the 1880s, when Dr. Bertrand Brenner in Switzerland, they began to explore the live food. And then Max Gerson in the 1920s used live food to heal diabetes. It wasn't my idea about using live food to heal diabetes. It was Max Gerson, and healed Albert Schweitzer of type 2 diabetes. I took a clue from that, and basically in 3 weeks, we're healing 61% of the people who participate in our 3-week program. It's pretty exciting. Okay, so Max Gerson, of course, he did a lot of work with healing of cancer as well. And Dr. Edmund Bardot-Sekeli in 1930s really promoted the live food. And then we have Ann Wigmore, who everyone's heard about, and kind of the latest round, Victor Kovinskis, Brian Clement, and myself are bringing this forward in a different way. So my work has been more around the world. Obviously, it's been in the US, but I've lectured on live foods in over 40 countries. We have live food communities. We have, in Africa, we have organic farming going on. Just in Cameroon alone, there's 25 different organic farms. So it's a movement that's more than catching on, because it's a healthy way to be. And now we do the next slide. And this is Akhenaten and Nefertiti that we just discussed. And now the next slide. Now, Thomas Edison, very important message. The chief function of the body is to carry the brain around. One of the things I've noticed, I work with a lot of people in a lot of different ways. As a psychiatrist, helping people come off post-drug, and that's still happening, whether it's marijuana to ayahuasca, LSD. I've been doing this since the 60s, is that the neurotransmitters of the brain get disorganized. And I discovered that a live food diet is a very powerful way to naturally bring the neurotransmitters back into a healthy balance, which is key to be able to heal from the disruptions that happen when people are doing the different things that disrupt the brain. So I want to say that the live food is really important. I also discovered in my book, Depression Free for Life, that when I put people on a live food diet, it had a very specific antidepressant effect. And as you're going to see a little bit later, a 400% improvement or decrease in depression when people are on live food. So it really makes a difference to have a working brain and a brain where the neurotransmitters are in balance. And a live food diet naturally does that. So I want to emphasize, I've been doing this for years, and it's a really important point that we don't talk about too much. It is really good, just to be redundant, for rebalancing naturally the neurotransmitters of the brain, and then the brain begins to work right, and depression, anxiety, things like that go away. So Thomas Edison had it right.